Imagine scrolling through your social media feed and seeing a breaking news video that Donald Trump has died, complete with what looks like footage from The Simpsons foretelling the event. Sounds like the plot of a political thriller, right? In recent months, millions experienced exactly that jolt of surprise and confusion. A viral clip circulated online showing a cartoonish scene, a Trump-like figure lying in a coffin, surrounded by mourners, with text suggesting an ominous date. People's hearts skipped a beat. Did the famous animated series really predict Trump's death on April 12, 2025? Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're unraveling the truth behind this dramatic deepfake video, where it came from, why so many were ready to believe it, and what this bizarre episode reveals about psychology, social media manipulation, and the age of AI-driven disinformation. Buckle up, because this story blends drama and insight in equal measure. Let's start with the mysterious clip itself. The video seemingly appeared out of nowhere in late March 2025 on platforms like Twitter and TikTok, and it spread like wildfire. It claims to be a scene from The Simpsons. President Trump's lifeless body in a coffin, flanked by somber political figures. Eerie music plays, and a caption solemnly announces, R.I.P. Donald Trump, 1946-2024. Within days, this clip was reposted across X, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, often accompanied by sensational captions designed to provoke an emotional response and maximize engagement. In other words, it was engineered for virality, and it worked. Millions saw it, shared it, and speculated about it. Some were in shock, some were skeptics, but almost everyone was curious. Where did this video come from? And could it possibly be real? Well, here's the truth. It was a complete fake. No such scene ever aired on The Simpsons. In fact, the show's executive producer Matt Selman came forward to publicly debunk the video, confirming that this scene never appeared in any episode. The viral clip was AI-generated and digitally manipulated, essentially a doctored piece of animation made to look like a Simpsons episode. Fact-checkers quickly confirmed the same. The footage was altered and not from any real Simpsons content. In short, the whole thing was an elaborate hoax. So who created this deepfake? The exact creator remains unknown, hidden behind internet anonymity. It might have been a prankster with a dark sense of humor, a clout chaser seeking attention, or someone with more malicious intent to spread disinformation. What we do know is how it spread. One notable early post was a tweet from an account called Intellectually Confused on March 26, 2025, which shared the fake clip with hashtags like Simpson predicts and Trump prediction, amplifying the myth that the cartoon had foretold Trump's demise. From there, the wildfire was lit. Users across social media began sharing the video, many with genuine alarm or astonishment. Why did this phony clip gain any credibility at all? A big factor is the strange modern folklore surrounding The Simpsons. The long-running animated show has an almost legendary reputation for predicting real-world events. Fans often cite examples. The show jokingly depicted a President Trump in an episode back in 2000, and years later Trump indeed became president. The Simpsons also showed things like smartwatches and certain scientific discoveries before they happened in reality. These coincidences, some real and some exaggerated, have fueled an internet myth that The Simpsons is basically a crystal ball for world events. So, when people saw a Simpsons-style scene of Trump in a coffin, many wondered, could this be another eerie prediction? The lore of the show primed people to believe it might just be true. It didn't help that this wasn't the first time such a hoax had surfaced. Back in July 2024, there was a real-life incident, an assassination attempt on Donald Trump during a rally in Pennsylvania. Thankfully, Trump survived with only a minor injury. Immediately afterward, a fake image did the rounds online claiming The Simpsons had predicted that attack too. It showed Trump in a coffin with the words 1946-2024, very similar to the recent viral clip. That image was also debunked, with Simpsons producers denying it ever came from the show. In other words, internet trolls have used The Simpsons as cover for fabricated Trump predictions multiple times now. Each time, the hoaxes tapped into the show's predictive mystique and the public's appetite for dramatic news, spreading far and fast before the truth caught up. So by the time this 2025 death prediction video emerged, the groundwork for virality was laid. It was the perfect storm, a famous TV show known for predictions, a polarizing public figure, a shocking claim, and new AI tools to make it look surprisingly convincing. But as we've established, the video was pure fiction, a viral deep fake that fooled a lot of people, at least for a little while. Now, part of what made this fake video hit so hard emotionally is that it touches on real fears about Donald Trump's health. To be clear, as of this script, Donald Trump is alive and well, but he's not a young man. And over the years, there's been plenty of talk about his health in the media. Let's separate fact from speculation. Trump is currently in his late 70s. Like many men his age, he does have some health issues. For example, back in 2018, his presidential physical exam revealed an elevated coronary calcium score, in the range that indicates coronary artery disease. In plain terms, that means he has some plaque buildup in his arteries, a common form of heart disease for someone of his age and profile. Doctors noted this and put him on medication, a statin, to manage his cholesterol. So yes, Trump has a known cardiovascular risk factor. Perhaps the most dramatic bout of speculation came in late 2019 and into 2020, when Trump made an unscheduled visit to Walter Reed Medical Center. The White House said it was for a routine checkup, but many were skeptical. Rumors swirled in the media that Trump might have suffered a stroke or transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke, during that time. It got so bad that in 2020, the White House physician, Dr. Sean Conley, publicly stated, "I can confirm that President Trump has not experienced nor been evaluated for a stroke, cerebrovascular accident, mini-stroke, or any acute cardiovascular emergency, as has been incorrectly reported in the media." In other words, doctors felt compelled to knock down the stroke rumors, which shows how much chatter there was. All this context matters. When people saw a video claiming Trump died, it hit a nerve. If you're a Trump supporter, you might recall those moments he looked unwell or just worry because of his age. And the video plays straight into that worry, evoking shock and grief. If you're not a fan of Trump, you might recall the speculation that something's wrong with him and feel a different kind of shock, perhaps surprise or even doubt. Wait, did something finally happen to him? The deepfake's effectiveness was, in part, because it felt plausible on an emotional level. We've heard for years that Trump could keel over or have a health crisis at any time, so a part of our minds is prepared for news of a sudden demise. The misinformation preyed on that little corner of belief and fear. It's a powerful reminder of how misinformation often succeeds by exploiting grains of truth or pre-existing concerns. In this case, Trump's real health vulnerabilities and the media's own speculation prime the public to be vulnerable to a false alarm. Now we get to the big question. Why did so many people believe, even if just for a moment, this clearly outrageous video? What is it about deepfakes and dramatic misinformation that can hook us so effectively? The answer lies in our psychology, particularly how we respond to visual media and emotional triggers. First, humans are wired to trust their eyes. There's an old saying, seeing is believing. Our brains have evolved to accept visual evidence as the truth. So if we watch a video that looks decently real, a default setting in our mind whispers, "Well, I see it right in front of me, so it must be true." Research into deepfake psychology notes that we tend to assume images or videos are authentic unless we have an obvious reason to suspect tampering. In this case, the fake Simpsons clip was crafted to look just like a scene from a famous show. The animation style, the characters, the setting all matched what we'd expect. There wasn't an immediately visible tip-off that it was fake, unless you're a hardcore Simpsons fan who knows every episode. So our trust your eyes reflex kicked in. Second, Our emotions can completely override our critical thinking. When something shocks or scares us, the logical part of our brain often takes a back seat. Psychologists describe that intense emotional arousal can short-circuit our skepticism. Think about the moment you see a video declaring a famous person's death. Your heart leaps, you feel surprise, maybe sadness or panic. In that charged moment, you're far less likely to calmly analyze, is this source credible? Instead, you're swept up by the feeling. The deepfake was designed to do exactly that, to make you gasp and feel a sense of OMG tragedy. As one analyst put it, if a deepfake makes you laugh, cry, or gasp, you probably won't stop to question its authenticity, because you're too busy riding that emotional roller coaster. We saw this with the Trump death hoax. People were sharing it with captions like, "Oh my God, is this real?" because the emotional impact hit before the fact-checking impulse. Third, there's the power of social proof and herd behavior. Social media is essentially a giant echo chamber at times. When you see multiple people, especially friends or big influencers, sharing the same shocking video, your brain gets a signal. Lots of others believe this, so it must have some truth to it. If everyone is talking about that Simpsons Trump death video, you feel pressure, even if unconsciously, to check it out and maybe pass it along. Social psychologists call this informational social influence. We take cues from others on how to interpret ambiguous things. In the context of deepfakes, this becomes a real problem. The more a fake is shared, the more legitimate it seems just by sheer volume of repetition. There's even a named effect for this, the illusory truth effect, where repeated statements, even false ones, start feeling true. On top of that, if a notable figure shares the video, it gains an aura of credibility. As an article in Psychology Today quipped, when a famous influencer shares a deepfake, suddenly it feels like gospel. We saw exactly this dynamic. The video went so viral that it appeared in countless feeds, and that sheer ubiquity made people who saw it think, well, it's everywhere, maybe there's something to it. It's the digital bandwagon effect. Finally, we can't ignore our fascination with big personalities and conspiracy theories. Donald Trump is no ordinary figure. He's someone who invokes strong feelings across the spectrum. For his loyal followers, any news about him, especially something dire like his death, is earth-shattering. For his opponents or those simply captivated by political drama, the idea of Trump's death is also hugely attention-grabbing. Some might feel relief, others concerned about the fallout. Either way, it's dramatic. This means a video about Trump's death automatically had a large built-in audience of emotionally invested people. And when you add the conspiracy theory element, the Simpsons predicted it, it becomes even more alluring. In summary, the deepfake video found a receptive audience because it pressed all the right psychological buttons. Trusted visuals, emotional shock, bandwagon social proof, and a dash of conspiracy-flavored intrigue. It's a potent mix. Even the most media-savvy among us can momentarily get fooled when such factors align. It's not because people are stupid. It's because these fakes hack our basic human psychology. Understanding that is key to protecting ourselves, as we'll talk about next. This incident isn't just a curious one-off prank. It's a case study in the broader issues of social media manipulation and the challenges posed by AI-generated content. Let's step back and see what this reveals about the ecosystem we're all part of whenever we go online. Firstly, it shows how easy and cheap misinformation has become. In the past, creating a convincing fake video or image took significant effort and skill. Now, with readily available AI tools, almost anyone can whip up a counterfeit clip of a public figure or a fabricated scene. The Trump coffin video was essentially a synthetic creation, likely using image generation or editing software, by someone who may not have Hollywood-level skills, yet it looked real enough to fool millions. We've entered an era where a laptop and a creative idea can produce a lie that reaches the world in minutes. That democratization of content creation is a double-edged sword. It's wonderful for creativity, but it also empowers hoaxers and propagandists like never before. This raises some thorny questions. How do we, as a society, handle the next wave of even more convincing deepfakes? Today, it was a cartoonish clip. Tomorrow, it could be a lifelike video of a real person saying or doing something they never did. In an election season, for instance, a well-timed deepfake could potentially swing votes or incite unrest before it's unmasked. Lawmakers and tech companies are starting to grapple with this. There are calls for better detection technology and even legal penalties for malicious deepfakes, especially in politics. But solutions like these are still in their infancy. In the meantime, education and awareness are our best tools. This Trump death hoax, dramatic as it was, can serve as a teaching moment for millions about the need to verify information. Many viewers have become more skeptical of wild claims online, precisely because they've been fooled before. The more people know about the existence of deepfakes, the more on guard they can be. A recent study suggested that simply being aware that deepfake technology exists can make people pause and feel uncertainty when they see a suspicious video, which is actually a healthy reaction compared to blind acceptance. Lastly, consider what this incident says about us, the audience. It's a bit uncomfortable, but we have to face it. These kinds of fakes wouldn't spread if we didn't click, share, and react so impulsively. The attention economy runs on our attention. Each of us has a role in either pumping the brakes on falsehoods or accelerating them. If we take a moment before hitting retweet on that shocking video, if we seek a second source or context, we rob the deepfake of its power, the power to multiply unchecked. On the flip side, if we join the frenzy, we become unwitting participants in the disinformation game. The modern media landscape is as much shaped by our behavior as by the trolls and algorithms. In short, the Trump death deepfake is a cautionary tale. It lays bare how easily a lie can be manufactured and weaponized on social media, how our emotions can be hijacked for clicks, and how important it is for each of us to be a critical consumer of news. Deepfakes are here to stay, and they'll probably get even more convincing. But if we learn from episodes like this, we can adapt by fostering a healthier skepticism, pushing platforms to do more, and supporting efforts to develop better detection tools. It's a new kind of arms race, truth versus digital manipulation. And right now, the best defense starts between our own ears, with awareness and critical thinking. What can we take away from this strange, dramatic saga? For one, a reminder that we live in unprecedented times. An era when you simply cannot trust every video evidence you see online. It's a time when fiction can be dressed up as fact with just a few clicks, and when our own instincts might lead us astray, but we don't have to fall for it. The viral Trump death hoax may have been shocking, even entertaining to some, but it carries a serious lesson. We must question what we consume online. The next time you're confronted with a sensational claim, be it a politician's sudden death, a scandalous audio clip, or any too wild to be true story, take a breath. Ask, who is posting this? Where did it come from? Is any reputable source confirming this? In this case, a quick check on news outlets or the official Simpsons episode list would have saved people from falling down the rabbit hole. Developing that habit of verification is crucial. It's like a mental vaccine against the infodemic of fake news. We should also remind ourselves that emotion is the exploit. If a piece of content grabs you by the gut, making you angry, scared, overjoyed, that's exactly when to be most on guard. Bad actors know the fastest way to spread something is to push emotional buttons. So when you feel those buttons being pushed, let that be a trigger not to share immediately, but to doubt and dig deeper. Don't let someone with an agenda puppet your feelings for their gain. At the same time, let's not become cynics who trust nothing. Instead, we can become informed realists. It's about finding a balance, staying open to important news but also sharpening our BS detectors. Technology will continue to advance, making fake content ever harder to distinguish. But we can also arm ourselves with knowledge about how these tricks work. By watching this video, for instance, you've taken time to understand the mechanics behind a viral deepfake. You're now a bit more prepared than before. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with a hopeful thought. While lies spread fast, the truth does catch up. And each of us can help speed that process by not being a carrier for the virus of misinformation. Let's all strive to be part of the solution, the skeptical reader, the person who gently corrects a friend who shares a hoax, the one who asks for evidence. If more of us do that, the next deepfake will have a tougher time going viral. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the Trump death deepfake drama. It's been a wild mix of suspense and reflection, and I hope it's given you some insight into how these modern myths are born and why they hook us. If you found this breakdown illuminating, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more explorations of the crazy world of media, psychology, and technology. We post new videos every week to help you stay informed and one step ahead of the fakes. Until next time, remember, stay curious, but stay critical. Don't let the internet hijack your mind or your heart. Take care, question everything, in a good way, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay safe and see you soon.